What is up, Facebook podcasting community? I wanted to show people how we structure our podcast production flow in Trello. We use this for most of our shows. I'd say 95% of our client shows, we use Trello for tracking project management, episode production, things like that. So I just wanted to share our workflow. Maybe it will help some of you guys get things organized. So in my Trello homepage, obviously you can see all the shows that we're working on. They all have a different board. We have a few extra ones like company board, template boards, things like that. So I'm just let me think which one would be the best to use as an example. Let's do the One Thing podcast as an example. So we have things, with the exception of the two columns on the left, everything's laid out like an assembly line pretty much. So the left is miscellaneous. I usually use this for template cards. For example, I have a Google form that clients use to submit new episodes. So I have a card for that. The link is attached to it. So basically easy access for clients to find stuff. For some shows, like if they have style guide, brand identity guides, things like that, schedules. Basically, I try to keep cards for easy reference over here on the left-hand side, so they can just open that, click the link that's there. You can see we got some like images that they need quick access to, things like that. And then I have a template card here for our color labels. And this is a template card that I have that I copy to the board for every single show. That way we have the same label, color label structure for everything. And you can see what all of those are here. Basically, when a new episode gets submitted, it is marked as files are submitted. So my editor goes in and knows that files are there ready to edit. Once production begins, obviously it switches to in production. And once production is complete, switches to production complete. Basically, green is good. Basically, when we have a quick overview of shows as we're looking at them, we know green is good, the show's up, nothing needs to be done with it. Kind of like, the classic traffic light colors. Red is an issue, means we've got info submitted for a podcast, but we don't have any files, or we have the interview but not the intros or ad spots, so we're waiting for files. I have a video mark as well because some shows have video, so that is a cue that our video guy needs to be paying attention to this episode. And then if anything is super urgent, or there's an edit need that we need made, or there's a problem with the file, like maybe it's corrupted or something like that, we have this black label to try to get people's attention. So, and with the exclamation point and needs attention, it should draw you in, and whoever is assigned to the card basically needs to take care of that and get it done. And then we have the second column here is just miscellaneous tasks that don't have to do with an episode. So anything that isn't a podcast episode itself will go here in the tasks and to-dos. And then we start the production flow here. So all episodes start here in the audio column, obviously. Hayden is our editor that's assigned to this. So this is in stage to do the full audio edits from start to finish, add on the intros and outros, put in the ads if there is, add it into our template with music and everything, do the full mix and master. And once this stage is done, we have a final MP3. And then it goes next to our writer. You can see there are no cards in these few columns at the moment, but we're working on them. Our writer will go through, write the full show notes for the episode, which we also have templates for. Once he's done, he will hand that over to the artwork stage, and we will use the information that we did in the show notes to create the episode art and quote art for that show. So the episode title, the number, the guest name, what company they're from, things like that, that all gets jotted down in the note stage, and it's information that we need for the artwork. Artwork will happen. For right now, we do have somebody new on art, so there is a review stage for the artwork itself. Once the artwork is done, it's been reviewed and approved, the notes are done, the audio is done, it goes back to Hayden for scheduling. So once a card is here and Hayden is assigned to it, he knows that all the content has been created and it's ready to be uploaded to Libsyn and uploaded to WordPress and scheduled for the particular publish date. And actually, let me step back and show you our card structure. We have, first and foremost, in the title of every card is the publish date. Notice how that's different from the due date is when the particular stage of production is due. The publish date is front and center, top of our mind when we're working on episodes, so we know basically we have a guide as to how quickly this episode is going to be going out. So publish date first, and then the number of the episode, and then the name of the guest. For particular shows, if they don't have a guest, or if it's a solo episode, sometimes we will write solo here, or the topic of the episode, or if it was live at a conference, for example, they'll put that there instead of the guest name. So that's what our cards look like. And on each card, sometimes there are notes here. Like you can see a note from the host himself, editing notes, how it was recorded, if there was a mistake, something like that. Usually there aren't any notes in the description, and all we see is activity on the card or comments. You can see here we got a bio, headshot and bio attached. For our artwork, he needs the headshot for the guest. And then so back to where I was here at the end of the production line. Once it goes up, it's scheduled, ready to go for the publish date, which usually happens a few days ahead of the publish date itself. Then it just goes and sits in our published column. And all of these past episodes are here for easy access if we need to get back, check on something, see the history, like the edit history of an episode. Maybe we need to go back and put in an ad spot or take out an ad spot or swap things out, something like that. You never know. So we keep these all here in the published column. And you can see headshots attached to almost every single card, which is what our designer needs to make the episode art. So that's our production flow. Try to make it as much like an assembly line as possible, just from start to finish. Easy to see, like kind of a bird's eye view, where every episode is, what stage it's in, if there's anything that needs updated and fixed. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. Be happy to share how we develop this system.